Hello, Dothan Prep Academy Tech Tigers, and welcome to the Nest, where you will be experiencing quite a few nerdy experiences in the computer science education courses. So this year, you are either taking CSIM, Computer Science for Innovators and Makers, or App Creators. So welcome. So today we're going to take and dive into the syllabus to learn a little bit more about your very different, because as you see here in the mission statement, they are very transformative and they have a very different setup for a reason. So the rationale here, you'll see that they create engaging environments that empower the students. So parents know that this is not a question and answer class, and students know that you are about to be challenged, my friends. The entire course length, depending on which courses you decide to take. Each of our courses are 1 semester long, and you will have the opportunity to take both CSIM and App Creators here. Also, let's talk about some course expectations because, as I said, these are very, very different from a traditional classroom. All right, so they start out with respect, and this is going to be an absolute non-negotiable for not only the people around you, but also the property that you are going to be dealing with. Attendance and participation. Like I said, this is not a spectator sport, y'all. This is a class that you have to show up, you have to have a pulse, and you have to be an active participant in every single day. Now, as far as communication is going to be incredibly crucial and vital in this class because there are so many things going on at the same time. So you will be receiving communication through email, through text, and also through our LMS of Google Classroom. So you will have to learn to be okay with this. You're going to have to learn to matriculate well to this because it is also a thing that happens every day. All right, now as far as going to do within the lab is to operate under safe confines. You are going to be doing computer-based assignments, tech-based assignments every day. And so we have to ensure not only to Dothan Preparatory Academy, but also to you that you are doing so in a safe manner. So that is why all of these rules right here are in all caps, because they're just that important. Not only to protect all of our equipment, but also to protect you. All right, now as far as our actual course content, follow the ISTE standards for students, which are technology-based. So you can see those. We're going to become digital citizens. We're going to become empowered. We're going to be learning a lot of knowledge. We're going to become very innovative, computational thinkers. We're going to become creative, very global. And then we go here with the actual course of study for 6th through 8th graders with anything based on computers. And this is coming directly from the state of Alabama. And then once you move into high school and you can continue our curriculum up there, those apply. All right, so now let's actually get into the big ideas of what in the world you're going to be doing in computer science for innovators and makers. All right, so it says it teaches students that programming goes beyond the virtual world into the physical world. Students are challenged to creatively use sensors and actuators to develop systems that interact with their environment. Designing algorithms and using computational thinking practices, they code and upload programs to microcontrollers that perform a variety of authentic tasks. The unit broadens students' understanding of computer science concepts through the meaningful applications. Teams select and solve a personally relevant problem related to wearable technology, interactive art, and mechanical devices. And that is what is so rad about this class, is that it is so stark contrast different from anything that you will ever deal with. And so I challenge you guys to go ahead and poke around in our YouTube channel and see what last year's classes were doing, because golly gee, they did some really, really cool things. And then from there, you will be able to go into app creators, computer science essentials, and then once you get up to the high school, you will be able to go from there and go into some classes at Wallace that you can even start designing your future and getting certificates by the time that you graduate high school. All right, as far as your academic knowledge skills, this PDF here that you see is aligned by all the standards and lessons. So if you guys want to check those out, those are hyperlinked right there. We are going to focus so heavily on college and career readiness because despite the fact that you guys may be in the seventh to eighth grade right now, you are going to start as you morph, as you grow through Dothan Prep and then also through Dothan High School. You're going to start getting your eyes and your feelers on something that really makes you excited. And so while you guys are still in the seventh and eighth grade, we're going to start those now. We are going to be getting you guys some certifications. You're going to work on some certificate programs. Alrighty, so as far as technology used and things that you will actually be required to have with you, well, that answer, my friends, is nothing. You are going to be using digital notebooks. You're going to have your computer, which we have in the lab. You're going to have some headphones, which we also have in the lab. You are going to have a unique ID to log into the Project Lead the Way website, as well as Google Classroom. And then we're going to be using a multitude of board-approved websites, ads, and programs to enhance your learning. Alrighty, our core schools. So by the time you get out of CSIM at the end of the semester, we are hoping that you are going to be just complete rock stars at all of those things. As far as cross-curricular learning, we do this stuff every single day. Every single day in our class, we are going to be reading. Every single day in our class, we are going to be writing. And certainly every single day in our class, we are going to be using math. All right, so every day when you come into the nest, into the lab, we are going to be conducting daily pulse checks meetings. And that is where we sit down in the front of a class. Before you even log into the computer, y'all, I want to know what you guys are feeling. I want to know how you feel about the previous day. I want to know how you're feeling today. And I want to know about the next thing that we have going. It is going to be necessary for you to be using Screencastify. So if you are familiar with Screencastify, high five, because you are already ahead of the game, my friends. If you are not familiar, that's okay, because we're going to learn with you. We're going to be doing a lot of getting out into the community and talking to people. And one of those things is going to include us connecting with third to fifth grade students in Dothan, Alabama, and in other cities to talk about tech, and also recording weekly Tech Tuesday videos that are going to be going out digitally through the platform of YouTube. All right, and then you also are going to have your major project this semester that basically you just get to create whatever it is that your heart desires. It is based off of the microbit technology. All right, here is our grading scale that comes to us directly from Dothan Preparatory Academy, that all of our major assignments, which for you guys is mostly going to be project-based, are all going to be 60%. You will also have a 40% weekly grade of your digital notebooks that they will go into the gradebook every single Friday. As far as our formative assessments versus our summative assessments, you're not going to see in this course that you are going to have a lot of just paper pen tests. You're going to have a lot more tests that are based off of a project that you have been working on with a group. All right, another thing that we are real passionate about down here in Project Lead the Way Land is us starting to create a Google Sites digital portfolio for your student. And the method behind the madness of that is that if you are in the seventh grade, you're going to be with Dothan High School, Dothan City Schools until you graduate. How amazing would it be for you to have a complete repository of everything that you've done from the 7th to the 12th grade to show to anybody that is wanting to give you money for scholarships someday in the future. And so that, my friends, starts here. We do always have a redo policy because in Project Lead the Way, everything is about failing forward, y'all. So a lot of the things that you're going to be touching are going to be uncomfortable because it doesn't have an answer, and you have to dig and you have to find out and you have to figure out what works for you in your actual project. So there is always going to be an open policy for you to improve and make everything better. So, with that being said, late work isn't necessarily a thing that's even an option just because we're always constantly working together. And your teacher is not going to be spraying and praying and teaching at you. They're going to be walking around and they're going to be facilitating your class every day. All right. If you have any kind of controversy, if you have any kind of questions, there will always be an email. There will always be a Remind account. There will always be a phone that you can pick up and you can ask those questions. All right. Now, there is a Google site, a YouTube, a virtual classroom, and a repository of lesson plans for this course. So I highly suggest that you check that out if that is something that you would be interested in. And I am so very grateful that you guys took a second to come and hang around in the Dothan Preparatory Academy Computer Science Nest today, and we look forward to getting started with your students very, very soon. Thank you so much for stopping by, and we can't wait to catch you on the flip side.